Today is November the 16th, and pretty much at the height of the rut now. Yesterday we had a lot of wind, and I set up at a different stand and put out a few mock scrapes, but it didn't see anything come in. This morning I came in here. This is the original stand I've been hunting from, and I put out a mock scrape about 30 yards out. It's not a whole lot of wind this morning. Really calm conditions. A bit cold, but that's good. So we'll see what comes in. It'll be rather interesting to see if anything reacts to that mock scrape. I've had it work for me before in the past. So we'll see what happens this morning. So I'm just going to sit back and watch. Watching some red foxes around here. I think he moved on back behind us there. I've been watching him come through here. There seems to be a pretty good sized colony of red foxes here in this area. I've seen several in the past 30 years or so. Some pretty good sized males too. But they're interesting to watch while you're sitting here waiting on deer. You see all kinds of wildlife. Raccoons, squirrels, wild turkeys. I had some turkeys here the other day. You'll see geese fly overhead. A squirrel barking in the background there. Sun will be coming up here shortly. That's a good doe, folks. That doe ran off that way. Pretty sure I hit that doe pretty good. That'll make for some good eating right there. I'll give her just a few minutes and then get down and see if we can't find that deer. Okay, that deer came right through here. There's the hit right there. Let's see here. There's some blood. I saw that deer run down through here. Deer ought to be laying dead right down here. I'll put it right behind the shoulder. What happened there? I can retrace my steps here. Well, folks, I lost a blood trail here, but I know from watching the deer after the shot, it ran down this way. And then I picked up one drop of blood here. Kept walking. See, there's no blood here whatsoever. So you just gotta keep looking, you know? Gotta make every effort to find these animals after you hit them. So I came down through here, and apparently that deer had turned some. And there, I found some blood there. And then she's starting to leak again. There you can see where the deer came through. Yeah, she's spraying it out pretty good here. Oh, and there she is. And right there. Okay. Made it down through this draw. Just started to come up the other side. That was it. The reason I shot this doe is because the meat quality on a doe like that is really good. I mean, it's high quality meat. Behind her here. Yeah, she's had it. She actually came over here. You can see where she came over here and then she stumbled and fell over here. That shot went right behind the shoulder. So I'm gonna go ahead and get her out of here. That will make some good eating right there. That's the best venison there is. Well, welcome back to the kitchen here. What I've got tonight is a little dish that I really enjoy, and We're going to be using some deer meat from the doe that I harvest with a muzzleloader that you saw in the video. And what I'm going to prepare here is something called goulash. We're going to take some backstrip and tenderloin meat and brown it in a skillet, make a gravy. But first, I'm going to add some of this rotini here, some noodles. I've already got my water boiling. As you can see here. Use about half of the box. Now it'll stop boiling as soon as you put the noodles in there, but I'm going to stir it around a little bit. Put a little bit of olive oil in the water to keep the noodles from sticking to one another. And while that's going on, I've got the skillet heating up here. Here's the deer meat. Let me zoom in on this a little bit just to show you. Okay, and on these tenderloins, you see how the meat has a grain to it? You want to cut across the grain. You don't want to cut with the grain because that'll make it tougher. If you cut against the grain like this, you actually have more tender meat. Okay? So I'll get all this cut up and then we'll get it put in the skillet. It's so tender now, it's literally coming apart in my hands here. But let me get it cut up and then we'll continue. Okay, now I've got my meat all cut up and I got just a quarter of a stick of butter. This is unsalted butter. You don't really need salted butter, but you can add it if you'd like to. I just use unsalted. Some garlic powder. A little bit more there. I just like the taste of garlic. And some of this Morton seasonal. Just sprinkle it on there some. You want to kind of mix that up. Mix it all up good. And now you just want to kind of spread it out some, so that the meat gets done all the way through. Venison, if it's handled correctly, doesn't really have much of a wild taste. You need to give it time to hang or keep it in an ice chest, you know, for about a week or so. Sometimes you can keep it in there for 2 weeks, depending on the temperature that you have. But if it's properly handled and taken care of, venison has a very mild, sweet taste. I always hear about people saying that they don't like deer meat because the last time they had it, it just tasted awful. Well, it wasn't done right. Well, if they had this, believe me, they'd change their mind, because whoever handled the meat that they had didn't do it right. We're going to fix this dish to where it'll be absolutely delicious. Okay, while the noodles are cooking and the meat's getting done here, we're going to take about a cup and a half of water and heat it up in a microwave. I'll put it on 3 minutes here. And I just use some gravy mix. I really like the reduced sodium gravy mix. It has less salt in it, because to be honest with you, it's not necessary to eat that much salt. But we're going to mix this up, and then once that's done and the meat's ready, we'll put the gravy in with the meat. Now you can add onions or mushrooms or anything else that you'd like. But just for tonight, to keep it simple, I'm just going to have the meat sauce over the noodles. Okay, now this meat's starting to get done. I'm going to go ahead and put this gravy mix into the hot water. You want this water pretty hot. Got to keep the meat from sticking to the bottom. It's just about ready. Boy, that really smells good, let me tell you. Okay. Now you just take a wire whisk, make sure it's mixed up real good. Now that'll thicken up quite a bit as it heats up more. What we want to do is turn the heat down. I mean way down. See how that's thickening up there? That gravy's really mixing in good with that meat. In fact, I'll go ahead and turn it off because that's pretty much done anyway. You don't want to burn it or overcook it. Keep mixing it up good. You see it boiling there. Just don't want it to stick to the bottom. Just kind of let it simmer like that. The meat will soak up some of that gravy. And then these noodles are just about done. When they're good and fluffy like that, that's what you want. Keep them stirred up so they don't stick to the bottom or burn. Go ahead and shut that off. Now you can put your favorite mushrooms in here. This dish is really good with wild chanterelles, like I gathered in the summer. And I'll do another one using the chanterelles, or you can use portobello mushrooms, whatever it is you like, you know. You can even put green peppers or green and red peppers in there, just to add a little bit of zest to it. But this is just trying to keep it as simple as I can for now, just so you have a basic guideline on how to fix this simple dish. This is something that you can whip up real fast after work. I mean, it doesn't even take an hour, you know, 30 minutes and you're done. We'll go ahead and put these noodles into a colander. Okay, those noodles are done. I'm going to let them sit there and dry a little bit. You want them nice and fluffy, not sticking together, so you can roll them around real easy. Okay, now I'm ready to serve the noodles and the goulash sauce with the venison. Just have you a nice little bed of noodles like that. And there you have it, folks. That's venison goulash the simple way. Smells wonderful, let me tell you. Has a really good mild smell to it. It's going to be delicious, I guarantee it. So, you know, if you go hunting and fishing, you know, that's why we go, is because we provide food for ourselves and our families. Someone once asked me on my channel, why do I use the term harvest? Well, quite simply because nature provides deer and fish and small game such as pheasant, quail, whatever it is you like to hunt. And when the season comes around, there's a season for everything, then we harvest those animals from nature during the appropriate seasons. And that's what I've done here. Well folks, now I'm going to sit down and have a fine little meal with my family and just kind of kick back and relax for the evening. Let me tell you, I really enjoyed having you with me, and I hope that you enjoyed the video and maybe learned a new little recipe here. I've got more on the way, and I've got several recipes that I've written down and gathered through the years from friends and family, and also some that I've read in magazines like Field and Stream and Sports Afield or whatever from years ago, and I've got those all written down. But hopefully, like I said, you enjoyed the video, and there should be some more cooking videos coming. I like to share my recipes with you in case you'd like to give them a try, you know. Like I said, a lot of people, they say they don't like deer meat. It's because it wasn't handled properly and it wasn't prepared correctly, okay? That's probably the case, because I guarantee you anybody that would try this would like it. Anybody. So, you know. And like I said, you can add other ingredients with your meat. I just did this real simple just to give you a baseline, like I said, on how to do this. You can add whatever you like. If you like onions, peppers, mushrooms, anything that you like to put in there. You can mix it with other meat, but I strictly wanted to use deer meat to show you this is the way I usually fix it in a pinch, you know, in a hurry. So if you like the video, please hit the like button and smash that bell icon and subscribe. That way you'll know when more videos like this will be coming your way. And remember, if you get a chance, get outdoors. And if you like to go hunting, fishing, hiking, camping, shooting, whatever it is, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And until next time, this is a Cumberland Outdoorsman wishing you well. Y'all stay safe out there. We'll see you next time. Take care.